The world's most dangerous jobs. Indeed, there are many jobs in the world where the person doing them always runs the risk of dying. These jobs carry a significant risk of death. A recent study found that job-related deaths claim the lives of about 650,000 people every year. Let's look at some of the world's most risky jobs and meet the people who actually do them. For a variety of reasons, large ships occasionally need to halt in the middle of the sea. We use a large anchor in these situations to halt the ships. However, I must warn you that this job is extremely dangerous, posing a significant risk of death for those who drop these anchors, as well as the possibility of the ship sinking. This is because these anchors can move so fast during strong currents or storms that they damage the ship. The purpose of anchors is to halt larger ships. When it comes to stopping an aircraft carrier that is 1,000 feet long and weighs hundreds of thousands of tons, the anchor and chain are truly huge. Installing this device on the ship requires the use of multiple rooms. Despite the chain's high-quality metal construction, exposure to salty seawater gradually weakens it. This makes accidents more likely all the time. Dropping this anchor into the water and rubbing it against something can cause a fire to start. No one can survive if the chain breaks or if a worker unintentionally becomes entangled in it. We carefully check each link before each anchor drop. The world needs a lot of sulfur, just like it needs a lot of crude oil. However, the workers in sulfur mines bear a hefty price for their labor. Businesses that make fertilizers, oil, and batteries use sulfur. It is difficult to think of a business that doesn't use sulfur. It is getting harder and harder to get sulfur out of the ground as it becomes more important to human life. On Java Island in Indonesia, there is an active volcano that gives off the most sulfur in the world. But this active volcano keeps putting out deadly gases, and workers have to risk their lives in this dangerous place. Almost all of the people who work in this area die before they turn 50. The hot flames coming out of the volcano cool down and turn into a liquid. These liquids then freeze into sulfur chips, which are also known as devil's gold. While moving through this dangerous gas-filled space, these workers have to pick up these sulfur chips. Each worker lugs about 200 kilograms of sulfur on their shoulders for miles on dangerous paths to get to the market. They get between 80,000 and 100,000 Indonesian rupees, IDR, a day for this. It might look like a lot of money, but it's really only 500 to 600 Indian rupees. For such a small wage, the workers are willing to breathe in dangerous fumes that can cause a lot of sickness and death. These workers have to risk their lives for very little pay in order to support their families.